Hello everyone, welcome to WMCT's second update video. After many months of development, we finally hosted our very first event on November 25th, 2023. And holy crap, we are incredibly happy to see that you enjoyed our first event as much as you did. We loved watching the competitors' reactions and even more so reactions from the viewers. With that being said, we have much to learn and improve on, and we have valued all of the constructive feedback you have given us. However, rather than force a ton of intense changes for Season 1, we have decided to hold off and put the bigger changes, like fixing the confusion with individual points and adding new games, until Season 2. We plan to release this season at some point in the summer, but we have no confirmed time of release. Don't worry, there are plenty of fixes and changes to help make Season 1 even more enjoyable for the time being. After all, we want to take our time with new features and not rush into anything with such a small time frame. This video plans to better explain the games than our last update video, while sprinkling in various bug fixes and balance changes. Let's begin with the spawn. We have made the presentations start much sooner, as we've noticed many of the competitors would already be seated in the theater. You also may have noticed a bit of lag at the start of the event. Rest assured, we have found the cause. Lag be gone. Another note, we have realized that in our attempt to surprise the competitors with the story, point additions became very confusing. As such, we have added a full point breakdown on our website. You can find it in the same place as described in our last video. It should be under game information. Link is in the description. Regarding points, we have noticed a lot of much needed balance changes. Those should already be seen on the website, and we will continue to balance points between the games as necessary. First, to clear up confusion with portal tag, it is scored like this. After a competitor is eliminated, that team/competitor will have their points added. It could be said that the teams with higher scores in the beginning will do worse than the teams with lower scores as the game progresses. In other words, the longer you survive, the more points you earn. As for game clarifications, the mystery portal at the center of the map is a tad special. You see, this portal will put all portals under a 5-second cooldown, while the mystery portal itself will have a 10-second cooldown. Furthermore, portals in general after entering them have that 5-second cooldown. As for the pattern on where the portals will send you, I will provide a small hint. Take note of the room colors along with the color of the hallway. As for bug fixes, this game was a bit inflated in terms of points, and we have decreased the amount of total points you can earn. Now for Beam Battle. Agreeably, this game was not a fan favorite, but nonetheless, it did not work correctly. Though we are very likely not to see Beam Battle in Season 2, here are the changes we have made. Beam Battle is split up into 3 rounds where each team will fight each other. Within one of those rounds is 4 micro rounds, where each player of each team gets a chance to fight. There was a bug that caused some players to fight more than once a round, and others who did not get to play at all. This has been fixed. As for points, individual points is very broken. Though kill points do work, we have no plans on fixing this one. Sorry folks, but this game is probably going away anyway. Gem Collectors is a team versus team game like Beam Battle. The matches between the teams are split into 2 different maps. This is not a free-for-all. There are 3 rounds. Each gem is labeled one of 3 rarities: common, rare, and ultra rare. Do not be mistaken, these rarities only affect how easy it is to obtain and the amount of points they grant. I would take note of the signs scattered around the map. They may help guide you to different areas of the map. Lastly, we have reduced the amount of points you get from killing other players to make gems a bit more worthwhile. Survival games was pretty easy to understand the first time, but let's go over the more custom additions to the game. First, food items are replaced with custom variants, such as NFT and computer chips. Second, the Waves teleporter has a description if you hover over it in your inventory. You see, these are teleporters, and they will randomly teleport you to a wave store in an area that has not been closed off. Now for some of the new changes. If you did not know, randomly spawning around the map are these regeneration stations. Clicking them will despawn them and grant the user with regeneration for a little while. In light of the feedback we received, we have made it so killing other players spawns a regeneration station where they were killed. Also, teams now earn survival points after a player's elimination. Say you kill a player, you will earn 15 points for your team, as well as an additional 10 points that is given to every team who has at least 1 player alive. The amount of survival points earned increases as teams are fully eliminated. The overall game time has also been reduced to 12 minutes, which also means the sections will be closing even faster, so keep on your toes. Lastly, the winning team now receives a point bonus. The bonus is 20 points multiplied by the amount of teammates who have survived. This game had many point balancing adjustments. We plan to continue to make changes after seeing how future events play out. To better explain Dungeon Divers, this game is split up into 3 different sections. Each section will last about 4 minutes, and then afterwards we'll open up the next section. On the first 4, the goal is only to kill the golems that spawn. After about 2 minutes, a boss golem will spawn that will be worth a lot more points. When the second 4 opens, the game will undergo a bit of a change. First, PvP will get enabled after Anna finishes explaining the second 4's goal. PvP will remain enabled for the rest of the game on all 4s. The goal is that you have the option to collect these idols scattered around the dungeon. These idols give a lot more points than killing golems. However, if you die, all of the idols you have collected respawn, and you lose all of the points you have gained from the mining the idols. In other words, this 4 has a lot of risk and reward. The last 4 has an ancient idol that has a King of the Hill style mechanic. The goal being to stand near the large idol, and if you have captured it by the time the game ends, you'll earn a large point bonus. It is important to note that the loot on each floor gets better as you go down. Considering the first event, we have decreased the amount of points earned by killing golems and gaining idols as well. Last is Impatient Escapists. This game has 2 phases to it. The first phase is the puzzle/escape room phase. There are 5 puzzles total. You earn points by completing these puzzles. Teams that complete a specific puzzle first will earn more points than a team who completes it second, third, and so on. As for bug fixes, we have modified the text at the beginning of the second phase to tell the competitors how points are earned and lost. Also, we have fixed the lag issue present during this part of the game, and as a result, fixed the issue with the ending part. As for quality of life additions, we have made the game objectively a lot more fair. For example, for Match the Timer, every teammate should always receive a different time that will always be 2 seconds apart from each other. The Match the Pattern puzzle now has a little engravings in the blocks. This should help those that may be colorblind or have a hard time telling the colors apart. The second phase is something we would much rather new competitors not know about. However, if you would rather learn this information and skip the surprise, you have been warned. Skip to this timestamp if you don't want to hear this part. Transitioning into the second phase involves collecting parts to create your team blaster. After a little bit, the boss fight will start. Points are earned by dealing damage to Anna. However, you can lose points if you are hit by her cube attacks. By the boss fight's nature, there are some attacks that Anna will do that is intentional and are undodgeable. You will not lose points for those. Then at the end will be the final point breakdown where the winners will be announced. Phew, that was a lot. Soon, we will release another update video to go over our very next event, which should be in less than a week. This will be very different as we have allowed anyone to compete, and this event will have a bit of a Christmas surprise. Subscribe to not miss it, and we will see you next time.